feel like that's a little bit of Ingrid coming out right now.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like it's a little bit of Ingrid.
Yeah, she's always in there.
She's very superficial.
Yes.
Very superficial.
Well, she started out that way, but doesn't, man. You've really grown.
A lot of character
I mean,
development.
Ingrid
has really grown.
But
A lot of
yeah,
character development.
Ingrid.
Yes, you're right. She did start really superficial, thinking
Yes.
about things that maybe didn't matter as much, and just image. What does it look like? What does it look like? And I think she's had quite a journey of discovery. You know, it's been really fun to be a part of because it's also not been linear at all. She's made a lot of mistakes along the way in her journey of growth. So,
And I feel like the most shocking thing is like us at first being enemies and then frenemies and then now like actual friends.
friends without a D, and then friends with a D. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Season 4. Friends with a D. I don't know if we can say this. Can we say that we're
No,
roommates?
perfectly fine. No,
Okay.
perfectly fine.
Okay.
Perfectly
Yeah.
fine. Perfectly fine.
Great.
I mean, Nora was feeling the type of, I don't want to get too much, but I did watch the premiere episode,
Oh, okay.
and I'm just literally sitting here going like, Nora's in her feelings right now. She's in her feelings.
Yes.
She's
Totally.
hurt.
Yes, there's a lot to be heard about. You know?
Yeah.
What can you say to the people of season 4's Nora journey right now? What can you say that you can tease?
Wow. Gosh. What would you say?
That's what she can say.
I would like to.
You mean literally, right?
Yes.
Literally a bus. A self-driving bus.
I just wish that she would leave us alone.
Yeah.
You know?
Fair.
And
All right, fair.
let me have my man. You know, it's honestly
So
unnecessary.
I got a question for the both of you. Do you think Ingrid's love for Nathan is real, or is it just for control and superficial?
I think if you had asked me that a few seasons ago, I would have said it's more about her than about him. And now, I think she's had an opportunity to recognize actually what she loves about him. And I think she can see him see her, which matters. And I don't think she even knew that he was capable of recognizing her for what, I mean, you know, he says to her, oh gosh, I'm about to spoil.
Ooh, that was a good catch.
Hey,
What is he? He
Almost
doesn't
had it,
say
almost had
anything.
He
it.
doesn't say a single
Almost
thing.
had it.
Not a
Almost had it.
damn thing.
I do think in season 3 he recognizes, he's like, you really made me
changed.
proud. Like she testified in court in season 3.
Yeah.
And he's like, you made me so proud today, and I'm
was
really
big.
proud of you. Yeah.
That was
and
a big one.
there was a recognition of something else other than you look good in dresses. You look good in dresses and teeny tiny bikinis.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Nathan or yourself?
He does look good in a teeny
tiny bikini. Yes, let's bring back teeny tiny bikinis again. This is the second time I've talked about Speedos today. Can you believe that?
You need to reel yourself in.
Yeah, it's a great day. It's a great day. We're in San Diego. There's men in Speedos.
I think this season, like, you really get to see everybody grow even more, and it really, like, I think Greg and the writers did everybody justice, and you really get to. I feel like the audience and fans will walk away feeling very complete and satisfied with how we tie everything together. Like it's 4 episodes, but it doesn't feel like 4. It really is like packed.
Without spoilers, because you know what's coming. Without spoilers, do you feel that you guys wrapped the arc in season 4? And that everybody's going to be happy?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
happy is an interesting word, but I do think I could pick content instead of happy.
Yeah.
I could pick peaceful instead of happy.
Right.
I could pick satisfied. Happy is an interesting one. But I think so. I think so.
Well, we're happy because we've got 4 seasons.
Yes.
A lot of shows never make it this far.
Yeah.
Oh, completely.
Especially on a
Thank
stream
you.
to
Yeah.
have that kind of a longevity, and especially for characters, I think you just said it best because that was actually one of my common questions to both of you is how each of the characters grew from season 1 to season 4. Like how, like where did you feel the most that your character's progression went from how they started at the beginning to where they are at right now. Like, where was the point during the show that you feel that for Ingrid that wow, she really doesn't have these superficial tendencies. She actually is someone who actually does embody some feelings.
Yeah, I think there's been a moment per season where I've gone like a little pivot. In season 1, I think the sleepover with Nevaeh was a big one where she chooses to do her hair the same as Nevaeh, and even stands up for Nevaeh in front of her crazy family full of jackals.
Yep.
And then in season 2, I think she was exploring motherhood, and it was a strange position to take. But motherhood can, for many people, open your eyes to some selflessness and some sacrifice and cost, which is good. And then in season 3, which personally is my favorite Ingrid season, it was an honesty journey. And as I've been kind of mentioning, honesty with others is important, but I would argue honesty with yourself is even more important. And to be able to look inward and go, I have a confession to make. I don't like this. I am working in retail. And choosing not to...
I'm not really dead.
I'm not really dead. Yeah. JK, babe, I'm in a bathtub.
Right.
It takes a lot of humility and a lot of courage to do it, but then it's also very freeing. And that's the portal for growth.
Yeah. I think Nora found her purpose. Like, I think season 1, it was all about like saving her dad and like, oh, can I just get you to upload? But I think like throughout the show, she's really tapped into something bigger than herself, even in tandem with working with Nathan. Like, I think there's just like, she tapped into something bigger.
A bigger cause.
Yeah. And I think that's like similar journey of like selflessness, like, oh, it's not about me and like saving my dad, even though that's noble, but it was more so, wait, there's something, how can I actually make a difference in her own way? And I think that was really beautiful in like her connecting to that.
Now that we have the full journey and we've explored so many complications of being uploaded, and we know how it ends, would you choose to be uploaded?
You know what's interesting? Season 1, we've gotten this question before, like from the beginning, right? Because it is such a like, would you do it? And season 1, I said no. I said I wouldn't. And since then, life has been lifing, and now I would.
Sign them up for season 5.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like the best of both worlds in the sense of like, well, I'll die in like real life, and I can go on to that journey, and my uploaded self can just like frolic around.
Yeah, my answer has not changed. I have an even deeper mistrust of people being at the control panel because especially right now the tech is still too new. It's going to be too new for a while.
Indeed.
And it's also going to be exponentially ahead of us. I'm never going to feel satisfied that people are going to be able to catch up to the technology in a way that makes it feel free of bugs and perfect. And I
Don't trust
can't.
it?
I'm too much of a control freak like Ingrid to be like, get your paws off of me. Give me my Sprite, or whatever. This isn't real. I'm going to have a problem.
Thank you guys so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
Y'all are amazing.
Guys.
Thank you.
guys.
So how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's my first time at Comic-Con, and it's so cool to be here at all, but to be here with a show I worked on is like, this is the dream.
You worked on plenty. You worked on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
One show that I really wish lasted a lot longer than it did, The Pool Kids.
Oh, thank you.
That was a really great show, a really great cast, and I'm just curious about you working and writing on the show for the late and great Leslie.
Oh, man. He was such a good dude.
Yeah.
Just a good dude. He was down for whatever we wrote him. He really liked the writing coming out of the room. He was super kind. and obviously he was hilarious.
Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, he was just fantastic to be around and fantastic to work with.
So, over the course of the 4 seasons, has there ever been a storyline or a tech concept that you felt was pushing the boundaries a little too far, that you had to dial it back a little bit or anything like that?
I don't think so. I think generally the writers' room has pretty good taste and is pretty tasteful. There's stuff we do that is sort of meant to gross out and is a little exaggerated, but like I'm thinking specifically of the season 3, the scene where they have the cow in the VR glasses that produces all these different types of milk, and like, yeah, that's a little gross, but we're almost doing that now. Like we're on our way.
Okay.
Maxwell, when you began this great journey 4 seasons ago, did you plan for a 4-season arc or a 3-season arc? Are you where you want to be here at the end?
Greg always said the show felt like a 4-season show. I agree with him on that. I would say at the very beginning, you know what themes you want to convey and wrap up with the ending. We didn't have like, hey, Nora's going to end like this, Nathan's going to end like this, et cetera, et cetera. But, we had ideas, and there's something we constantly talked about. It was like, oh, if we do this, then when we do get to the end, it could be this. But honestly, like, I just feel so blessed to work on a show that gets to end with a final season, knowing it was the final season, because that is pretty rare, it seems these days.
In this industry, it's very rare.
Yeah.
On Amazon, it's very, very rare. No, seriously, you guys have done a great job. This is an off-color joke, but have you thought about taking the main cast members and throwing them all under the bus so you can upload them all at once?
I never have, Honestly, they're also committed to the show. They might just do it voluntarily.
So, when it comes to writing for your characters, how do you approach writing for, on the surface level, they're comedic, but once you start unraveling the layers, they have deep emotional connections to one another. How do you go about writing for them?
The first thing for me was really getting acquainted with the actors' voices, which they, had been established in season 1. I joined in season 2. So it was almost like they had a head start on me and how well they knew their characters. And in writing for them, once you get that voice in your head, I think it starts to come pretty naturally. And you want to show the layers of them, and our cast is so good that they're so good at doing that. So, what makes a performance interesting, one of the things, is the turns, going from happy to sad over the course of the scene, doing these different moves in the scene. And it seemed like we were just usually on the same page in terms of like what we wanted from the scene and what we wanted from the actors, and then they would go and make it better because like they know these characters better than the writers do.
So this next question is more personal for me.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give to a young black man that's trying to direct and start his own project?
Man, I think that the first thing is you have to do it. No one's going to give you permission to do anything. For me, just being a writer, that was about writing, having finished scripts, because I felt like I was good enough to be in a room. The script that Greg eventually read that he liked, no one paid me for it. No one told me to write it. It was just a script that like, I am a writer, so I'm going to write this, even though I'm getting coffees right now, because I know that I have the talent. And so I think that, you have to find a way to do it on your own. When I was coming up, a lot of the advice we got was about like, they're like, oh, just post your stuff on YouTube. It's so like, you have so many new avenues to get your stuff. And now those avenues are crowded too. Finding a way to stand out in that crowd, even if that's just by making the best stuff, I think you can shine that way.
That's beautiful.
We're here at San Diego Comic-Con and we're surrounded by, famous properties and things that we all love. And we're still in the age of the reboot. If you had like your dream project
Oh my gosh.
to reboot,
My dream project to reboot. I would actually go with my favorite anime, Samurai Champloo. I want more of that.
Yes.
It's not enough. I want more of it. If it's a reboot, if it's a continuation, a prequel, sequel, like I just want more of it.
You know what? I would have thought that, but that's a dope ass answer.
My final question for you. What is the next projects we can expect to see you working on?
I don't know, right? I don't know at this very second. Obviously, the industry's going through some weird times right now. I'm not too worried. There'll be something. I'm working on a couple things of my own. We'll see, what happens with those. Whether it's that or working on somebody else's project like Upload. I'm excited to see what the future brings. Working on Upload has been like the greatest pleasure of my life, and now I'm excited for whatever's next.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
There's a battle going on, and I use the word battle quote, between network TV, cable,
Sure.
and streamers.
I have a friend I'm also
How
trying
do
to
you
track
feel
outside, so I
about
keep running into
the
them.
success that we've achieved on Amazon? Because in terms of fantasy, kind of sci-fi, the networks have faded, and the streamers have come online. Are you proud of what you've done here?
Oh, immensely proud. Immensely proud. And especially like proud that I got to work on a show that took me outside of my comfort zone. Because this, obviously, we've talked about the show has a lot of different genres, but it has a lot of VFX, it has a lot of sci-fi elements, and those were things, writing and production-wise, I had never worked in. And so being able to join a show and get up to speed and rise in that show has been super gratifying. And then the show as a whole, it's just like,
Well, it's been a huge success.
it's been awesome.
Yeah, and you guys really did a great job.
Thank you, and being part of that has been incredible.
I'm curious about your.
Not right now. Not right now. But if that technology became available, give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Fair. I'm curious about your working relationship with Greg. I mean, I've loved Greg's work for quite some time. So what has it been like to be working on the show with him?
So I remember what I was doing, where I was driving, what I was wearing, when my manager called me and told me, Greg Daniels read your script and he wants to meet with you. So for me, that was mind-blowing. It was a couple more years before we got to work together, but if you had asked me before I got to LA, like, name 5 goals you have, work with Greg Daniels would have been very close to the top of that list. So it's been incredible. He has been incredibly supportive and generous. I had never produced before I worked on Upload. He made me a producer. One day he called me to his office and he was like, how much producing do you want to do? And I said, all of it. And he said, okay. And he gave me that job. And I grew into it. And so he invited me back the next year to do it. And he invited me back the next year to do it. So it's been personally wonderful for me. And then in terms of like what he's like to work with, I don't really use the word genius lightly, but working with him and seeing how his mind works is so cool. And sometimes it can make you feel bad because you're not as quick as him. But it's been great from top to bottom.
Maxwell, thank you for sharing with us how you got here and where you're going. We look forward to a successful season.
Thank you. Thank you.
And real quick, I want to call back to that comment where you said how you didn't produce before until just now in this show, and you did all of it. To his question and comment that you had for him, I love the fact that that advice he gave you is literally what he did. Literally.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is the last table that I was sitting
That's
at.
right,
You-
buddy.
so
That's
I'm just
right,
saying,
Gavin.
You know?
That's right.
I mean, I should not go first since I know one of them. I should let the other people go.
Go for it.
Okay.
Last question.
Robbie, this is a personal question for me.
Sure.
Would you be down for a revival of True Jackson VP?
Oh yeah, dude. Of course. Kiki. I haven't seen Kiki in ages, but Kiki's crushing it. Her career is on fire. She just had a baby recently. But yeah, I love the cast. I loved the show. I didn't know how good I had it when I was shooting it, but yeah.
All right. That was the one question I wanted to get out of the way first. Because I grew up on that. I'm a big fan.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Great.
Of course. So, for you, Robbie, how much of the character Luke have you just improvised or just took a part of yourself and put into Luke?
Oh, Nathan.
Well, Nathan, my bad.
No, no worries. Honestly, there's not a ton of improv. There's a little bit, and Greg is always like, play with it, and if there's something you want to add, like we're always free to do that, but we always get them on page as well, because the scripts are really good, and Greg and Maxwell and the writing team, they know what they're doing, and they know these characters inside and out. They're also great at bringing us in and letting us be a part of that, like, season arc, series arc. Like, where do you see the character going? This is what we have in mind. Is there anything that seems right or wrong? So a little bit of the improv stuff. I would say the improv maybe was a little bit more on the reboot side, where he was a little bit goofier and a little more dumb. It gave me a little more freedom to have a little fun with it, but not a ton of improv. Just like massaging it and finding the weird version of the character.
Would you say that for both of you, even for you, Kevin, like improv involving your character of Luke? Because to be quite fair, you are funny. But I don't know if you're Luke funny.
Yeah, no. You mean stupid. No, I'm not Luke stupid. I mean, there's a lot of people really love to make a big deal in comedy about improv, about like, did you add this or that? But it's like you're dealing with one of the coolest, greatest writing staff, as well as, Greg. Like you get the scripts and they're pretty much already complete, and you can throw things and buttons and stuff on the end that can really make a difference. I think where you get to improvise sometimes is, especially in the action lines, where they say, like, for instance, in season 1, where it was like Luke does a dance in front of the mirror and Lucy watches, and I was like, what's this dance? And he was just like,
was that out loud?
Yeah, and he, whatever you want. He sends me an email and he just goes like, and I was like, how long does this dance need to be? And so I'm just watching, I was like, and he was like, pick a song, and he gave me like 20 songs. I picked like Stroke by Billy Squier, and then I came up with this dance, and I was like, how long? And he just didn't say. And so then I was just like watching, like, I wanted it to be very like Vanilla Ice, like the way it was like the thing. So I was watching all these things, and I was like, this is so lame. I think it's perfect. And I was like, I came to the set and I was like, I got like 2.5 minutes here. Like, how long is this thing gonna be? And then he was like, go ahead and show it to me.
Just stoic.
Yeah. And I look at the cut and it's like, like 15 seconds. So it was like
It's a good 15 seconds.
yeah, it's a good 15 seconds. But that's where you get to kind of come in, bring your own thing, and there's plenty of other moments. There's one moment we didn't include that was one of my favorites that I got to throw in there, which was when Lucy was cataloging all of this footage of me in my suite. And I had filmed something. They wanted me doing karate in my underwear, and so I was like in my underwear, and I go, I'm gonna try something, and because the camera was up here, and I pretended I was with Nathan. I was like, oh, you brought your friends, huh? All right, I got him. Get out of here! Like, he's not even here. Like, get out! God! It was just like, it's unusable, but it was so fantastic. I had such a good time coming up with that stupid shit.
On all the TVs and movies, there's time in between the sets,
Yeah.
you're not actually acting. You two, remind me, this is an accusation straight up. Were you two guys the pranksters on the set? That's what I was doing.
Oh man, it was such an expensive set that you didn't want to do too many pranks. But I think we would. I think if Allegra was there, we would mostly just kind of clown on Allegra.
Yeah, Allegra was a bit of a
She's
target,
pretty
mainly
easy.
because she can take it. She's like, she knows when it's a joke, and she's also one of the funniest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
She's actually probably the heaviest improv actor
She has a lot of
on the
really good
show.
stuff. Really
Her
good
character
stuff,
has
yeah.
some. She always comes in with a 1 or 2 extra versions of whatever she's doing.
Oh, wow.
She's got no ego about it. Some of them are hysterical, some of them don't work, and
Yeah.
she'll laugh it off and like. But she's kind of the one we would pick on in a not really a prank way, just in like a.
There's
Does
this.
that explain the bruises on your faces?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. There was one scene that's not a spoiler. That's like that she's around for that. I run in at one point because you could prank her during a take, in which I'm supposed to run in and then run out.
Yeah.
So I run in and I just scream in her face.
And she starts screaming, and the two of them are just like, ah.
And they
That's
used
like
it. And
barely.
they used it. It's in
That's
there.
barely scripted.
Yeah. And they used it. It's in there. Yeah. They used it for the season. Yeah.
Over the 4 years.
Yeah.
4 seasons, obviously it becomes like family.
Yeah.
Are there moments that with the cast, crew, creators, makeup people, costume people that you remember? Is there something specific? This is from the
Sometimes, in some ways, there's too much. Like when we screened the episodes this last time and it ended, with the finale, everyone just kind of sat in silence and watched the credits roll and watched the crew, because you're just like, God, all these people who watch it. And we both got emotional saying our goodbyes, because you just look at the crew and you look at these people who have been along for the ride all this whole time. So yeah, it's a very, very.
It's also there's
emotional
nothing better than making the crew laugh because
Yes.
they're not supposed to laugh.
Yes.
So when you get a break out of them, you're like, oh,
That is funny.
this is funny.
That's
This
funny.
this
Let's go.
let's not mess around with this scene too much because
Let's go.
because the grip fucking laughed and he's not supposed to laugh.
Because they'll do it where we rehearse it or something, then they go, we're going to show the world, which means they'll bring in everybody, lay down marks, and everyone's going to see what the scene is, and that's when you kind of save it up and you try to get them to laugh, and because you're just doing take after take after take, it's hard to.
Sometimes you think it's getting stale, but it's just you've done it over.
You've done it a
and over
million
and over
times,
again,
so
and
this
it's not
is the
funny to you
only
anymore.
time to show them, and you show them, and if they laugh, you go, okay, cool, this is funny, then we're good here. Yeah.
So over the course of the 4 seasons.
Sorry, we're gonna have to wrap this last one, so you
Okay.
can still have
Okay. So over the course of the 4 seasons, y'all both are comedic gold. Y'all are very funny. But y'all also had to balance that with emotional depth, especially for you, Kevin.
Yeah.
How did y'all find that balance?
God.
Being very funny, but also showing the emotional depth of y'all characters.
I think you got to know, Greg was very specific when it came to, he had this BLT idea, the McBLT, which was the main thing in the 80s was there was a McBLT for McDonald's, and it was that things were made hot, things were made cold, and then you put it together and it's magic. So he has the same opinion when it comes to comedy and drama. And so he would have us recognize when a moment was comedic or when a moment was dramatic. So you kind of keep those things
You don't
separate.
want them to step
You
on
don't
each
want
other's
them-
toes.
No. That's what makes it the sandwich work. So, the sandwich of the show.
And again, so much of it is on the page. Like you can tell when it's Luke doing a Nathan fucking Brown speech and getting riled up, and you're like, this is not an emotional beat. This is going to be funny.
Yeah, it's written in all caps.
But those moments also build up to create that relationship, and it
Yes.
shows you what he thinks of someone. So Greg is so good at sneaking heart into the comedic moments
Yeah.
that you don't know are there until you get hit by the emotional beat, and you're hit so much harder because of all the things you've watched lead up to that moment. And he's just the king of that.
Yeah. Abel?
We ended on a cliffhanger
Yes.
on season 3. What can you say? I've already seen it,
Okay.
but for those that haven't,
Yeah.
what can you say about what we're going to see in the premiere season 4?
There's going to be a wedding.
Yeah.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
didn't tell us you guys are getting married.
He never asked.
I knew his loyalty for you was beautiful and it's not hard, but I didn't know y'all was getting married.
There's going to be a wedding. We don't know which Nathan it's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be a Nora or an Ingrid. Yeah, that's a big part of
Yeah.
of episode 1 back.
And every character, as it goes on, gets their moment.
Yeah.
And everything, I think, feels very fitting.
Yeah. The final season is not about anybody's one thing. It's about everybody's thing. and
It feels very big. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of everything, and I think it strikes this balance where we talk about like, is this show utopian, dystopian, and it feels like it hits the middle, which is reality. But every situation and storyline feels like it still sits right in that median, and it kind of splits the diff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Super quick, would you get uploaded?
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
No hesitation.
Not
Let's
now
go.
though. Like, if
No,
I'm
me
about
right
to
now.
Die, I'm
Me
like,
right
yes.
now.
No, I'll pass.
Just ba-bam.
But if it's like, hey, you're gonna die, you're gonna upload, I'll be like, all right, I'll upload, and then once I'm bored of that, I'll just jump in the torrent. See what's next.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.